We had an extreme night of boredom and repetitiveness for WWE's Live at Madison Square Garden show last night. Just what are my thoughts on it? Well, you're about to find out on this review. YouTube, are you ready for your hot tag? Because if you are, it is time to work.
Hi, I'm Chris Rogers from Rockin' Waves 11294, and you're watching WGS-TV.
Greetings, YouTube! You have warped your way into another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer. I am the WrestleGamer, Double B Billy Boudreaux. Today is Sunday, October 4th, 2015, and what we're going to be doing on this video here, guys and gals, today is going to be talking about WWE's Live at Madison Square Garden. Was this show all it was cracked up to be, or was it just another lame piece of garbage put out by WWE? And after seeing what happened last night, one would suggest the latter. But anyway, let's get to the opening match, which was Sheamus and Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton. Again, this was a night of boring repetitiveness began with this match. This was originally built to be Sheamus versus Randy Orton, but it was changed into a tag match for some odd reason, merging two storylines, two worn-out, boring storylines into one match. I mean, honestly, does anyone really care about the Sheamus-Randy Orton feud? And the Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev feud is rapidly approaching, and it's rapidly losing that interest as well, especially with Lana not being there. As for this match, it was Randy Orton with the RKO on Sheamus to pick up the win, and then Rusev would then get on the mic to verbally berate Sheamus, which would for losing, and then ate a bro kick from Sheamus while Summer Rae gave an extremely half-assed reaction. Really. Neville versus Stardust. Need I say more about repetitiveness? What about a storyline that has really lost interest? How many times do we have to see Neville versus Stardust? WWE needs to end this storyline because it has gone nowhere from the get-go. Neville would hit the red arrow on Stardust once again to pick up the win. We had Team Bella versus Team PCB. Why? After seeing Paige once again turn on Becky Lynch and Charlotte on Raw, why did WWE put them back together for this match? Just to have Charlotte and Becky Lynch get their revenge by walking out on Paige? Now I know what everyone is thinking. Why am I not attacking the Bellas for being on this show? I think we all know why the Bellas were on this show. You can thank John Cena and Daniel Bryan for that. What I found really surprising was the positive crowd reaction that they got in the Garden. I found it quite stunning. Because technically, they're heels, and heels should have received a negative crowd reaction since it's their job to get heat from the crowd, but I digress. The finish was Nikki Bella with the rack attack on Paige to pick up the win for Team Bella. Now, the Intercontinental Championship was on the line with Kevin Owens defending against Chris Jericho. Madison Square Garden is Jericho. I know. That's Jericho's shtick, but it works for him. It was good to see Lance Storm and Cyrus the Virus in the front row, and for those of you who don't know, that's Jackal from the Truth Commission in the WWF, and if you don't know who I'm talking about, Google it or look it up here on YouTube. I promise you, you can find it. Kevin Owens in Madison Square Garden must have felt like a huge accomplishment to him, especially since there were a lot of naysayers like Jim Cornette that told him he would never make it. If you work a match in the most famous arena in the world, like the Garden, then honestly, I have to say you've made it. Even though the match was a little predictable, it was still a well-worked match that ended with Owens poking the eye of Jericho and rolling him up with a small package to retain the Intercontinental Championship. The Tag Team Championship on the line, the New Day versus the Dudley Boyz. This was an exact repeat of Night of Champions. Different night, different venue, and yet exactly the same result. Dudley Boyz were about to win. Xavier Woods would interfere, causing a disqualification, allowing the New Day to keep the Tag Team Championship while losing the match, and once again, Xavier Woods would go through the table thanks to a 3D from the Dudleys. I wonder if he'll complain on Raw Monday night about once again having a piece of table lodged in his buttocks. Now I have to ask, with this number situation that's been going on with the New Day and the Dudley Boys, will WWE bring back Little Spike Dudley to even the odds? One might say, possibly. It is very possible that they could bring back Spike Dudley for that. Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show. First off, this was your headlined match. Whenever they promoted Brock Lesnar's Go to Hell tour, especially when it pertains to the WWE Live at Madison Square Garden show, this match was advertised every time for their MSG show. And we all knew what the outcome was going to be, with Lesnar facing The Undertaker at Hell in the Cell. You had to make Lesnar look strong for it. Honestly, I have to say this match was a piss break, if there ever was one. Now, and they had to make Big Show look really weak for it, especially against Lesnar at the same time. So what does this do to him now? Where do they take Big Show after basically getting his rear end handed to him by Lesnar? Do they go the route of saying, oh, well, everybody's been wanting you to retire, so it's time for you to retire? And if they do make him do that, they did a terrible job of a send-off. I mean, who wants to get send-off in the way that the Big Show did last night? That was terrible. And now, the main event, the United States Championship on the line in a steel cage match, John Cena defending the United States title against Seth Rollins. First off, Cena haters, save it, because I don't want to hear it. Oh, it's John Cena, he's gotta be in the main event. Let me explain something to you. This match was a steel cage match. I hope I said that slowly enough. And if not, I will repeat it. A steel cage match. It only made sense to have it as your main event, especially when it entails in the setup of the steel cage match. It makes it easier on the ring crew, especially with their setup. Now, I really did like a lot of the spots in this match, but come on, people. If you honestly think they were going to put the United States Championship back on Rollins, then I would love to know, what decade are you living in? Putting the title on Seth Rollins would have served no purpose whatsoever, considering the storyline they're building between him and the Demon Kane for Hell in the Cell. The United States Championship has never been as relevant in WWE as it is now with John Cena. That is a fact. Considering the main event of this show was for the United States Championship, kind of speaks for itself. WWE has been making good strides at bringing relevancy back to their secondary titles, so why should they screw it up now? Just to appease the haters and the IWC keyboard warriors out there? Here's a piece of advice to all these keyboard warriors out there for the IWC, especially the Cena haters. Take your panties that you had bunched into a wad for the first reason for John Cena being in the main event, and secondly, tightening that wad because John Cena won the match, and pull it out of your ass and get over it. John Cena did not win this match because he's John Cena. John Cena won this match because putting the title on Seth Rollins at this point in time in the storyline that he's involved in with Kane, like I've said already, would serve no purpose whatsoever. So do not come after me with all these comments like, oh, it's John Cena, he just had to win. It made more logical sense to keep the title on Cena. Hands down. overall score on WWE's Live at Madison Square Garden show is going to get a 3 out of 5. Best match of the night is going to go to the steel cage match between John Cena and Seth Rollins. It was definitely the one that piqued my interest the most and kept me entertained the most throughout the entire night. My worst match of the night is Brock Lesnar versus Big Show. For a matchup that was advertised to be one of your headline matches for your WWE Live at Madison Square Garden, this match fell well short of being what was supposed to be a really good advertised match. Despite knowing what the outcome was supposed to be about making Brock Lesnar look strong, it could have been a much better match. And let me say this, what they did at the Royal Rumble with these two was, well, it was better than what they did last night. Hands down. But anyway, guys and gals, what I want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts about WWE's Live at Madison Square Garden show last night. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment? Well, there really were no segments at WWE Live at MSG. This was just straight matches. So your picks for best and worst match of WWE's Live at Madison Square Garden. Make sure you put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can ask me questions. Links will be provided in the description box below. And guys, as always, I will have a couple of videos in the annotations at the end of this video for you guys to check out for your convenience. So with that being said, guys and gals, I am the Russell Gamer, WWEMSG Boudreaux, saying we'll see you at the next Warp Zone.
Over me before it finally gave up on finding more food. Once it disappears back into the ground, the only thing I have left to cover myself with is my hands.
Thunder Lighter, if I'm not mistaken. Check that out. Not bad.